This is my neighbor's garden, and this is mine. They used to look identical, but mine was abandoned for the last 15 years. In an attempt to make mine as clean as my neighbor's, today I'm finally trying to bring my garden back to life. There's only two problems. Winter is at my doorstep, and this might be way over my head. What I faced was probably one of the toughest challenges that I've done in years. And the first obstacle, a relentless villain, which is...
This is Chinese wild berries, and it completely took over my entire back garden. And if I really want some vegetables and tomatoes next year, I better hurry up and clean it all out and start prepping the garden for next year.
Knowing that there's only a couple of weeks left until the snow hits the ground, I grabbed my tools and got to work.
So this is quite hard to tackle, but what I've identified is that there is big clumps of them. They have a very thick base, and if you get rid of that base, then cleaning the rest with the machine, it's very easy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. I don't know if you remember how it looked, but this is how it looks now. It only took me 6 hours to get to this. There's still lots to do, but tomorrow they said it's going to be rain.
I remember times when this garden was flourishing. We had vines, plenty of fruit trees and veggies. So when I was planning to leave London and move back to the village to bring my childhood house back to life, one thing I looked forward the most was restoring the garden to its former glory. A garden that would make my parents proud. A garden that they worked so hard to maintain. But now that I've started the cleanup, I realize this isn't just about the cleanup. This is about honoring a legacy.
Well, good morning. Another beautiful day at the end of November. We've managed to clean all of this from the Chinese wild berries. The only two corners that remained to clean, it's that one and that one. We'll also be cleaning all of the old grapevines and some remaining trees on the property. This is the last standing bush of Chinese wild berries. We're done. Next, we'll be doing...
So far, despite the physical exhaustion, everything was going according to plan. And that is until we've got the first frost. Now, more than ever, I knew that I have to rush in order to get this done in time.
Okay, so before we continue with this video, I would just like to take a minute to thank every single one of you. It's just mind-blowing to me how a simple guy from the south of Moldova in a tiny village in just 2 months was able to get together 10,000 people. Absolutely mind-blowing. I would also like to say that this video is kindly sponsored by you, the viewers. Thank you very much for being here. So let's get into the stuff that I've never done before, and I feel kind of awkward, I'm just going to be honest. But if you really like my journey and my videos that I make and would like to support my channel more, I've basically created 2 ways for you to do that. One of them is for readers, and the other one is for video lovers that would love some extra content. Let me explain what I'm talking about. So Letters from the Village Club, it's basically once in a fortnight I'm going to be sending out a quiet letter with updates, things, reflections from the village, things I've learned, and so much more. A letter that you can enjoy with a cup of tea once in a fortnight. And Patreon is basically for videos that I never made it into my main channel, with updates, extended versions, early releases, and so on. There's so many things. So if you really enjoy my videos and would like to help me, please check out the links in the description. Sorry for taking your time from the story, but I needed to put it there. Once more, thank you very much for 10,000 subscribers. Let's go on with the plot.
So, with well over a month since I started this journey, and now just under a week before the first snow hits the ground, I think I'm finally ready for the final stages of cleaning my garden. So, before going to the last part, which is the most exciting part, I need to address one problem. Somehow, I don't know why, my garden is full of plastic, and I think it's about time to get rid of it before the final stage of the cleanup.
Okay, so we're finally in its final stages. So in a few minutes there's a Beat tractor that comes in and plow the entire garden, and finally, after weeks and weeks of work, my job is done and I'm ready for the next year. I know plowing, it's not the best because I want to do no-till gardening in the future, but I've got all of these roots in the garden that from trees that grew by themselves, and I need to get rid of them because that's only going to disrupt my gardening in the future. So I have no choice but to disturb this lovely soil that has built up in the last 15 years. It's sad, but it's a step that's necessary to do. So here we go. This is some lovely footage of a tractor plowing my garden. I am so lucky that I finished plowing yesterday and cleaned my garden finally, because today I woke up to this. It's snowing. I haven't seen snow since 2020, I think. How beautiful it is it? Snow.